Hi guys, Roxanne here from Tiny Home Living. Well, I am out in the new kitchen, as you can see. It's been a really cold, nasty day, and we're going to have a few days of this weather, so we can't get much done outside. So I am in the kitchen doing what Chris calls playing dolly, getting my stuff organized. I cleared a bunch of stuff out of here, trying to tidy it up, and I am going to bake some pies now. I've got the oven heating up. I see my temperature is up to about 300 now. I'm going to try actually baking a pie in this Dutch oven. I'm going to move it over to right above the firebox, see what kind of temperature I get in there, and I think I'm going to bake one of the pies in there. Got the stove loaded up, its oven's almost heated up, and I am getting all of my ingredients ready. I'm going to make 2 strawberry rhubarb pie, a pumpkin pie, and one of my favorites, cranberry pecan pie. So I love the fact that I've got it tidied up out here and I can just spread out, and I've got lots of counter space to work with. My rolling pin is so huge, I have a hard time rolling pastry in the other kitchen because I have a lot narrower counter space to work with. But I've got most of my stuff here. Love baking with my nice fresh eggs, so that's going to be a big plus with these kind of pies. It fluffs them up nice, especially my pecan pie. And I've got my own pumpkin to work with this time. And what can I say about my beautiful kitchen cart that is now in its resting place? So happy to have that in here, and I will be able to wheel it over here and unload the pies. I've just realized an error in my plan here. I moved this over here and I put a thermometer in it, an oven thermometer, and I checked it and it was at 350 degrees, and the oven is just a little over 350 now because I put another log on. Now my concern is getting this lid off, and can I get the pie lowered down in without slopping it or tipping it? I'm doing a pumpkin and a pecan cranberry, so those two are like really runny. There's no top crust. I might try, but I'm thinking I might wait and do one of the strawberry rhubarb in there and one in the oven and see what the difference is. That might be a better test. Is to do this 2 of the same pie. That way I don't have to worry, because it's got a top crust, I don't have to worry about tipping it, burning my hands, and I don't know, I'll have to think of something else, some kind of utensil that I can use to lower the pies down into that Dutch oven. So we'll see if I can do this. I'm always burning myself, so we'll see if I can get this done. My cranberry pecan is ready to go in the oven. I've got my shell for the pumpkin. My pumpkin I thought would be thawed, but I put it in some hot water to get it thawed. Everything else is in the bowl ready to put in the pie crust, but I thought that stuff would be ready and it's not. It will be in a couple of minutes, I think. And I've got the filling ready for 2 strawberry rhubarb pies, so I want to get those in the oven too. I think I might try putting 1 pie on the bottom of the oven, like the floor of the oven, and I'm going to put 2 on the rack. That way I can get them all in at once. Well, I won't be putting that pumpkin pie in the... Oh my goodness, I'm going to have a hard time getting it in the oven without making a mess. I think I'll try and put this one in the Dutch oven. Oh, this is so full. My pumpkin that I harvested is much waterier than the stuff you buy in the can, so hopefully the liquid will cook away in it. Okay, that was at 400 and it's dropping very quickly, so I'm going to try and get this pie in. Okay, that was easier than I thought. It's so big around that it was easy to get it in without burning my arms. I should mention I'm using the other end of the tool. This is the one I take the round parts out of this top of the stove, and the other end has a hook, so I put the hook on here and that way it won't slip off, and then I have to get, well, the lid is very heavy, so I have to get it off and grab it with one hand. So I had to lift that onto a cookie sheet and I put parchment because it's slopping all over. I'm going to put the solid pan in. upside down. I'm going to put it down lower and put the strawberry rhubarb pies on it. The temperature dropped to 300, so I'll keep the door closed, get it back up, and see if I can get these other two pies in the oven. It's getting late and I'm pooped. I'm always pooped. I should mention, I have the kitchen and the bathroom window open. It's so hot in here with the stove on, so this is certainly not going to have any trouble, this stove, heating the other side of the shipping container, well, the other shipping container, and then, like I've said before, this doorway will be cut through to the other shipping container, which is going to be the living room, bathroom, and then there's going to be another door into the greenhouse. I will wait a few minutes and check on the temperature in there for the cranberry pie. It was too hot, so I moved it away from the center of the ring, and then I have to be really careful because I moved it and the leg falls off the front of the stove as you go across here, so I have to support it and get it over to here past the stovepipe if I want to move it further. I just checked the temperature in there. It's 325, so I moved the pot back over top of the wood box. This, I think, is firming up, but it also smells absolutely amazing. This one smelled like it was burning a bit on the bottom, so what I did, you can just sort of see the edge of it. I put an enamel pie tin upside down in there to act sort of as a trivet. Now the pie filling is cooking faster, and the crust not so much. This is working pretty good. This one I should have put a pie shield on it, but it was so runny and drippy. I didn't, but it was burning on the crust, so but it's getting a lot firmer in the middle, so that one will be done soon too. What do we got there for temperature? 375, perfect. Perfect for the rhubarb strawberry pie in the bottom, and this is the first time I baked a pie on the bottom of the oven, no rack, so we'll see how that turns out too. Okay, I've got the cranberry pecan out. This did cook very well. You can see how brown the crust is. Hopefully it won't be burnt too much on the bottom. This one might be a little burnt on the bottom too, but like I said, I haven't baked much in this oven yet, so it's really about experimenting with the heat, getting the right temperature, and the racks where I want them. The strawberry rhubarb pie is still in, and it is on the bottom of the oven, so I'm going to check it shortly and see that the bottom isn't burning too much. Well, this one is barely cooking at all. It's still basically raw. So I put it on a dark pan, that tends to cook them better, and some parchment under it for the drippings, and I'm going to put the tin foil. I put tin foil on top until it starts bubbling, and then I use one of these big pie tin pie crust, or sorry, pie shield. So I'm going to put it back in, and I'm going to put it on the rack in the middle of the oven and see how much better it does. So I've moved the strawberry rhubarb to the middle of the oven. The oven is at the perfect temperature for the strawberry rhubarb pie, so I guess the floor of the oven is not going to work. Hi guys, well, it is the next day. It was so late by the time I got the last pie out of the oven last night, and I had to get some other stuff done on the computer, so I thought I'd leave it till today. I didn't even clean up the kitchen because I'm going to be doing some more pies. I got a really good deal on Mac apples today, so I'm going to do my peach cranberry apple. And but I thought I'd just show you how the pies turned out. Again, I'm sort of learning with this oven. This is the pecan cranberry. This is the one that I put on a pie shield because it started to burn, or sorry, I put it on a pie tin upside down. It was starting to burn on the bottom, but wasn't cooked in the middle yet. This one I didn't think was going to cook in the middle because my pumpkin that I saved from the garden was much more watery than the canned stuff. But And I should have put the pie shield on the crust earlier. And again, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not black. And so this is the one I did in the Dutch oven. This one, when I checked it on the bottom of the oven, it was raw. It was not cooking at all. So I put it in the middle of the rack, and I don't know if we can see. Yeah, the crust is a little dark again. I'm finding that that's the case with this oven. So it is going to take me a while to figure out what I like best. I am going to do another strawberry rhubarb today and 2 of my peach cranberry apple if I have enough crust. So I think I'm going to do one of my 2 crust pies in here today and see how a 2 crust pie turns out in this Dutch oven. I'm actually really pleased with how that turned out in the Dutch oven, and like I said, I did have enough time and enough room to drop it into the oven without burning myself, so that was a bonus. But I'm gonna get to work on these today, and I'll just do a quick update before I end this video. But again, all of this is experimenting. I did do some pies and stuff when I first got the stove, but that was like a couple years ago now, and of course the last few months we've been so preoccupied with what's going on with Chris. So I'm kind of happy now that I'm getting some time to play with this. And of course, I like the fact that I've got so much more countertop to spread out on. You know, I've got lots of room to work here. And I think we might end up making another cutting board like this with the leftover wood from the cart. And I don't even have this counter space cleared off yet. Once I have this, that will be fantastic. I've got so much landing space and so much room to work. But just having this cart here is helping, and having all of the junk and everything out of here and off the countertop so I can actually work. And so far I am really pleased with how things are turning out. So once I have more time, and of course now we're getting into the busy season, but being able to play with this and experiment with the height, where to put it in the oven, you know, how to get it hot enough, keep it hot, that sort of thing is going to be the learning curve for me. The nice thing about this Dutch oven, working with the pies, is, you know, if you have a big turkey or something in the oven that's taking up the space, you know, I'll have this to put a pie in, and of course I will still have my little off-grid range, which I haven't even used yet to cook in. So that's going to be pretty neat. 2 stoves and the Dutch oven, so kind of like having 3 ovens. So the temperature was dropping. I got my last pie out of the oven, the peach cranberry apple. The temperature was dropping, so I loaded it up, and then of course it was skyrocketing to past 400 again. So I've cracked the door, so it's down to 350. I wanted it about 375. So I'll let it heat up again a bit and see how things go. But this is the thing, trying to you know, figure out how far open to have these. I find closing those 2 knobs, the draft, heats the oven up. And the pie that I did inside the Dutch oven was very messy, unfortunately, and I didn't put parchment under it. Again, it's cooking faster on the bottom. This isn't really cooked enough to suit me, but the one I did in the oven turned out fantastic. So I may end up just using the Dutch oven to do the single crust pies. Not really sure. This one cooked really beautifully. I'm really happy with that. And so I am doing the one that I've got an apple pie I just put in the oven, and I raised the rack 1 space because I had that one in the middle and I was having a hard time getting the top to cook. So I'm going to see if raising it up to that level will make the top cook faster. Well guys, I am tired out again. I've still got the apple pie in the oven. I'm pretty happy with the way most of them turned out. My rhubarb strawberry with the lattice top that I put in the Dutch oven burnt really badly on the bottom. So I don't know why it burnt really badly on the bottom and the single pie crust one didn't. Anyway, getting the temperature constant and keeping it constant with now it's got the fire's going really well, and I have to keep opening the door because it keeps going up to like 425. So I guess the thing is, you know, it'll be easier when we're living in here and I can just, you know, sit here and read a book or watch TV or do whatever while I'm baking and keep an eye on the temperature. Because it's a little trickier. No thermostat, right? Just a little practice. Hope you enjoyed this video. One last look at the peach cranberry apple. Pretty happy with the way that one turned out. And no burnt to a crisp on the bottom. Anyway, done for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time.